Take it easy, Doherty, now, you.
At the moment we're waiting for a commentator here for the 1988 minor final. Referee Brenton.
Eunan from Letterkenny, near Ballybofey. Eunan being a running way, making the empty, into the GAA, TV Joe. Rolling down, taking down, Mark Doherty. David O'Dowd, and Cross, Packie, James Jones, Nancy Gorman. Steve McCluskey, Denis Doherty captain, Ballybofey. Aodh, Joe, Eunan, from the Spelling, Ballybofey. Here, George, Michael McGee, the Gavin Board. Ballybofey, John Duffy. Keith McKiernan, Eunan, Steve Conlon. Alan Sweeney, PJ Daly, and Denis Doherty.
Well, there we had Connie Maguire on the public address system giving us the 2 line-outs. Very shortly now, Brenton Ward will be starting the game. I think this is Brenton's first final. Paddy McGeehan there, one of the managers of the Eunan team, and Brenton throws in the ball. Certainly not the atmosphere that was here last Sunday for the senior final. Killybegs, Kilcar. The All-Ireland hurling final been on today, and with a 4 o'clock throw-in, certainly not too many spectators here.
Come on, Eunan. Come on, everybody, come on! Come on! Come on, go for the ball! Come on!
And a wide ball. Still waiting for a commentator here, unless Willie Lafferty would take up the microphone. Kick out here from the Eunan keeper. And there we have point for Aodh. Aodh 1 point and Eunan's no score. Some rain beginning to fall here now. Who scored that point, Jerry? PJ Daly. PJ Daly opened the score in there for Aodh with a point, well taken from about 40 yards. Eunan's on the attack. And line ball. and wide. Still waiting for a commentator here, and I'm sorry I don't have the line out of the teams. I could have done a limited commentary with the a list of the teams, and waiting for Denis Doherty.
Come on, Dave. Come on, boy. Come on, get in. Pick up the ball.
Denis, you going? Connie talking to you. Why don't you do the commentary here? Aye. One out and come around. Jerry, I'll give you the teams here. Jerry, wouldn't write out the teams for Denis, would you? Aye. Denis, go on, right. I've nobody to do the commentary. Come on. Jerry, I'll do the teams for you. Hey? You're on the door. Hey? Oh, have you? Oh.
Watch it, Dennis.
Dennis. Dennis.
Come on, get up and get that ball. Good ball.
Well, our commentator Denis Doherty has arrived with his 3 children, so he had a problem coming up here, but he's on his way to the box here at the moment. Of course, Denis arrived unaware of this job to do, earmarked by Connie Maguire. Who scored the goal there? Auckland. Hey? He's coming up now in here, Jerry. Aye. Yeah. It was a good score. Good distance. Denis Doherty's come up with these children there. That's okay. Do the commentary for me. Sorry about throwing this over on you, Dennis, but Connie McGuire suggested you. Jerry, I'll give you the teams there where you can. I'll give you the microphone. Yeah. That's an unusual point there. Good point there too. Tosie Boyle there, manager of the Euro team. Long's gone, Jerry. Right, there's 12 minutes gone then. We're going over to Denis Doherty. Thank you, Denis.
Hello and welcome to McCumhaill Park for the County Minor final. With 12 minutes gone, Declan O'Donnell is taking a 50 for St Eunan's. It drifts into Desi Larkin about 14 yards out, and Desi's shot goes way to the right of the posts and wide. And the score remains 1-3 to 2 points as the ball breaks loose to Declan O'Donnell at midfield, taken by James Dillon, and is flicked out to Declan O'Dowd. And again Declan O'Donnell, he's fouled round about the 21 yard line. and he appears to be injured as James Dillon goes to retrieve the ball, and what looks to be a fairly comfortable free kick for St Eunan's. Declan is receiving treatment as James Dillon prepares to take this free kick. So a point now for St Eunan's is really vital at this stage in the game, with about 14 minutes gone in the first half. James Dillon walks back and strokes the ball over the bar. So now there's only 3 points separating these two teams. Two fairly well matched teams. A St Eunan's side which includes the ex-Mansfield Town player brought over especially for today's game, who hasn't really featured so far. Ball breaks loose in midfield. I'd say it's a hot ball, it is indeed. Michael Aodh and Barry Gallagher await the throw-in by the referee, and up she goes. That's caught by Big Aodh, who is fouled, and once again it's a free into St Eunan's. Declan O'Donnell walks up and strokes the ball out to Anthony O'Gorman, the ex-Mansfield player. It's a very bad mistake by Pat McCluskey, who gives the ball straight back to Ballyshannon, who come very strongly onto attack. The attack's been broken down by Mark Doherty, sends the ball up to Jimmy Dillon, caught beautifully by Jimmy Dillon, who solos up the right wing. It appears to have been fouled, but the referee apparently has given a free for over-carrying. So it's a free out to Ballyshannon, to be taken by Gavin Burke. Now, tensions are very high here at McCumhaill Park today among supporters. Gavin Burke takes the free out. It's caught in midfield by John Duffy, who again is fouled. A lot of petty fouling going on here. John Duffy takes his time. He strolls back, kicks it left-footed up to full forward PJ McKenna. He flicks the ball inside to Damien Conlon. The ball comes off the crossbar, caught beautifully by Mickey McGinty, stroked out to Mark Crossan, who's having a really good game at midfield for St Eunan's. Had to look like a push in the back, but the referee lets play go on. St Eunan's on the attack. Flicks the ball in towards Desi Larkin. Desi seems he's got it. Push in the back on Desi, and again it's a free in from a very acute angle to St Eunan's. And Pat McCluskey appears to be the man to take it for St Eunan's. He approaches this kick left-footed. Off the crossbar. And it's saved by Paul Keane. It comes back out to Pat McCluskey. He solos, left-footed, back to James Dillon. James solos right-footed. It's a high ball in towards the square, but the referee blows for a square ball and a free out to Ballyshannon. So a very good game here today in McCumhaill Park. A very sparsely populated McCumhaill Park here today, but a very, very tight and closely fought game. So out comes the ball towards James Dillon at midfield for St Eunan's. James catches, flicks the ball out to Anthony O'Gorman, the Mansfield Town soccer player. He flicks it in, and that's a great point for St Eunan's. A very, very good point by Anthony O'Gorman, scored from a full 50 yards out of his hands for the man specially brought back from Mansfield Town for today's game. Rumours are that Anthony has been transferred to Scunthorpe, but we haven't got full reports on that yet. He's been brought back specially for today's game. A fine kick out. Andy O'Gorman catches brilliantly at midfield once again. Flicks it back to Mark Doherty. Mark sends the ball in towards, and again Andy O'Gorman, the ball's cut out. Declan O'Donnell solos upfield for St Eunan's. Fires the ball in very high towards the square. Ronan O'Donnell hasn't got it. It's gone wide. hand, so the score remains Ballyshannon, Aodh 1-3, Letterkenny St Eunan's 4 points. Kick out for Ballyshannon to be taken by Willie Slevin. He lands it well out at midfield, caught well by John Duffy. John's holding upfield, he's been caught by Mark Rossa. He flicks it back to Mick McGee. He flicks it out to the left hand side, caught well by Damien Conlon. Damien takes his time, sends it up to the left corner, forward position. There's a tussle on between Alan Switty and Pat McCluskey. Ball has gone out and it's a sideline kick for St Eunan's to be taken by Declan O'Donnell. In fact, it's Mick McGinty who's going to take this kick. There's real excitement here in this minor final. A very poor kick, caught by Mick O'Dowd in midfield for St Eunan's. Mick thumps the ball upfield. The ball has gone out. A sideline kick to be taken by Barry Rafferty. There's a very, very fine Ballyshannon side, but they've had it more or less their own way for a while, but St Eunan's have really responded. In the last 5 or 10 minutes they've come back into the game. Ballyshannon got a fine goal. It's out to the middle of the field, caught well by Mark Crossan. Mark thumps the ball towards the square. Desi Larkin's gone towards it, but it's been well caught by Willie Slevin. He's playing very well at full back for Ballyshannon. Barry thumps it out towards Peter McKenna. Peter has it, he's holding upfield, and a great block. A great block by Mark Doherty, the county minor. So this game is really living up to all its predictions. A very close encounter, well fought, and very sportingly fought at that. Only 2 points separate the teams, and they're really fighting it out. This time the ball's flicked in to Damien Conlon. Damien solos the ball. Flicks it well over the bar, and a great point by Damien Conlon for Aodh. A fine point from all of 35 yards. And Tony Blake brings out the ball, about to take the kick from the 21 for St Eunan's, who are now trailing by 3 points. But it's a great game, a great sporting game, well fought out between two fine sides. Tony kicks the ball out halfway line. Ball breaks loose. It's out towards Anthony O'Gorman, the man from Mansfield Town. He keeps it in the ground. Beautiful work by Anthony. Up, he gets the ball up. He holds towards goal. He's really flying. He's still going. And that's a great point by Anthony O'Gorman. A fine point by the ex-Mansfield Town player, who, as I said, may be going to Scunthorpe United shortly. But a fine point by Anthony brings the score to within 2 points of St Eunan's range. A really fine game, living up to all its predictions, with only 2 points separating both sides. The kick out by Willie Slevin, and a fine kick out it is. Lands in the halfway line. Well caught. The referee has seen it pushing the back, so it's a free to Aodh, which will be taken by Barry Gallagher. Barry kicks it left footed and towards the square. Out comes a full back, and he draws in the ball out once again towards the middle of the field. Well controlled by John Duffy. John has the ball and a free into Ballyshannon for a foul by Michael O'Dowd. So this free is very kickable for Aodh, which could produce their lead once again to 3 points. The square is absolutely crowded, and in comes John Duffy. A fine kick, but it's gone wide. So once again 2 points separate these two very well matched teams, as Tony Blake prepares to take this kick out for St Eunan's. Tony, son of the famous Busty Blake, the ex-manager of Sully Rovers, runs up, and out comes the ball. Well taken by Mark Doherty, and Mark thumps the ball goalwards. That's well taken by Barry Rafferty. Barry solos left footed out towards the sideline. He still has the ball, but has given away a sideline kick. about 30 yards out from the Erua goal. A sideline kick to be taken by Pat McCluskey. Pat approaches this ball left-footed. The ball comes out to Kieran Cowan. Kieran sends the ball out towards the middle of the field. It's very well taken by Ronan O'Donnell, who has found a free kick for St Eunan's round the 45 metre line. James Dillon runs out. James, a very fine free taker, but possibly this one maybe a wee bit too far out for this fine youngster. A fine young player who scored 1 goal and 6 points for the St Eunan's junior team in their championship semi-final. Up he comes. A fine kick and towards the square. Very well taken by full-back Wally Slevin. Wally comes out and he sends it over the sideline for once again a sideline kick for St Eunan's. This time it will be taken by Declan O'Donnell. Declan, who of course played for the county minors this year and played both full-back and full forward for the St Eunan's senior team and their championship outings this year. Declan approaches this ball left-footed in towards the goal. It's taken by Desi Larkin, who pulls on the ball. The ball is broken loose. Comes out towards Mark Crossan, who is tripped, which gives St Eunan's a fairly easy chance for James Dillon to send one over straight in front of the goals from the 21-yard line. James places the ball. St Eunan's retain their places. James takes a steps backwards, and I don't think he should have much bother with this ball. And over she goes, which just leaves 1 point between the sides. So St Eunan's slowly but surely are crawling their way back into this minor final. As I said, there were two very, very well balanced sides. We always knew it was going to be a close encounter, but it's really proving to be as all predictions were made. 1 point divides the sides as Wally Slevin takes this kick out towards the middle of the field. Well caught in midfield by Barry Gallagher. Ball breaks loose once again. Ronan O'Donnell's there, and again Anthony O'Gorman is there. He's having a great game. He seems to be everywhere. A super fit man from Mansfield Town. The ball was lifted clean off the ground by Michael McGee, and it's a free into St Eunan's from round about the halfway line to be taken by Declan O'Donnell. Declan thumps the ball in goalwards. Very, very, very well fielded again by Michael McGee. A very poor clearance by Michael out towards Mark Crossan. Mark solos the ball across the field. He still has the ball. Now he sends it in towards Desi Larkin. Desi gets his hand to the ball very dangerously, but the ball is well fielded by Charlie O'Donnell. The ball comes out. It breaks loose, but there's a foul by Mark Doherty on Damien Conlon, so it's a free in to Erua. The referee has called back play. The free wasn't taken from the proper spot, so Declan O'Donnell will thump the ball back to the proper position. This free will be taken by Gavin Burke for Erua, who's having a very fine game at left half back. Gavin, who looks very physically fit, he looks in great shape. There's a great atmosphere in this game despite the sparse crowd that's attended it. The atmosphere is tremendous. The ball's thumped in, and there's appeared to be a push in the back by Mick McGinty on Alan Swinney, and it's a free in for Erua to be taken by number 14 PJ Daly from about the 35 metre line. Ronan O'Donnell stands in front of him, but PJ steadies himself up. A very kickable free despite the fact that there is a slight breeze here today. PJ has just thumped this ball into the square. It's beautifully taken by Michael O'Dowd for St Eunan's. Michael hops the ball. A poor clearance. Anthony O'Gorman is in full stride. Despite that, he's failed. Damien Conlon has retrieved the ball for Erua. Damien solos, and he's fallen in fact, and the referee has finally given a free against Damien. I don't see any real foul. He apparently has handled the ball on the ground, which apparently is, under the new rules, is perfectly applicable. But it's a free out for St Eunan's. Anthony O'Gorman once again, he's having a fine game. He's bound, well, the referee has put him up for over-carrying, despite the fact that he was tackled by two men. And he's kicked the ball away, and the referee has brought the ball forward 14 yards. Such is the tension here today in McCumhaill Park, and I suppose the youngsters, and some of them having their first ever county final, I suppose tension might be getting to them. The atmosphere is really good. Anyhow, it's a free into Eodh to be taken by John Duffy from about the 45-metre line. John chips the ball short, left-footed, in towards PJ Daly. PJ Daly's fouled, and it's a free into Eodh. And PJ will take this free himself. In fact, it's not PJ, it's Damien Conlon will take the free from the 21-yard line, and it's fairly kickable. So let's see. And that's a fine point scored by Damien Conlon. So now only 2 points separate the sides. There's nothing really in it. There's a slight breeze here today in McCumhaill Park as Tony Blake prepares to take this kick out from the 21-yard line for St. Eunan's. Tony steps back, and out comes the ball. A fine kick by Tony once again, and a push in the back by Michael Aodh on John Duffy, and yet another free for Eodh. There's so much petty fouling in this game, it's really ruining the flow of the play, and one can't really blame the referee. He has to clamp down on this pettiness that's going on. Anyhow, it's a free for Eodh to be taken by Kieran Keown, their number 5. Kieran, a fine kick towards the 21-yard line. It's well caught by Barry Gallagher, and Barry scores a fine point for Eodh. So once again, 3 points separate the sides. St. Eunan's have been penalised over and over again for petty fouling, which indeed is very silly. Pushes in the back and very silly fouls. Tony Blake takes the kick out towards the referee, and that leaves us the half-time score. Eodh 1 goal and 6 points, St. Eunan's 6 points.
He was 38 foot. The referee Jerry Kerwin had no time for that. The English standing on the 21-yard line and waiting for the goal ball. Nobody coming to the referee.
Yes. 166, Mickey.
Standing on 5 yards behind him. Very, very near and the dropping. He had over the bar. Tipperary, 1 point in the lead. Galway 1 point ahead. 12.5 minutes gone in the second half. Tipperary doing well, but Galway still holding on. Then Diddley takes a tight country quickly. The puck out is dropping the 60-yard line on skin outside the field. The ball's in up by Paul Delaney. Paul Delaney goes down. The line ball is the match point.
Galway's point ahead.
Who is the breed?
It would be Galway this half. No, Tipperary this half.
So no name. The great side, but it's away. A lot of Tipperary men in there, jumping in there with Mike McGrath. Untidy, hobbling, half pulling the ball. Break to no name. No name between the 14 and the 21. No name with a shot in the ball. Goes wide in there. Great. And hooked it. Straight defending. 12.2 on there. The stop one said, well, the watch is going. 14 minutes and a half. 14 and a half. Into the beat then. Stand there. Martin Upton. Martin Upton is 70 yards out. It is very, very hard when it goes out into the 4 corners and wide. And the ball being sent towards Ken Hogan. Ken Hogan has already changed sticks with Ken Hogan. Looking at the ball. Hopping it up to sticks with Ken Hogan. Will you try the left?
The commentator there, that one was the head most on.
Right so far. This one right of centre again. So Declan Ryan, the man in form. Declan Ryan reaches up the ball there into the centre.
And as Brennan Ward from Rossa about to begin the second half, the scores are Eodh Ballyshannon 1 goal and 6 points, St. Eunan's 6 points. So just 1 goal separates the sides, 2 very well balanced sides, and away we go for the second half. Well caught by Mark Rossin. Mark solos through for St. Eunan's, going very well. flicks the ball out towards Pat McCluskey. Pat sends the ball goalwards to the left of the post, but wide. But St Eunan's in this half, aided by whatever breeze there is, there's a slight crosswind, but it will aid St Eunan's slightly in this half. But they're really up against a very fine Erua side. Very well managed by Joseph Boyle, as indeed the St Eunan's side are very well managed by the famous Patter McGeehan. Willie Slevin comes out, kicks the ball towards, well caught by Desi Larkin. Desi appears to be fouled, as indeed Brennan Ward has given a free in for St Eunan's, one which should be fairly well within the range of James Dillon. James, number 11, with a very heavily strapped right leg, takes about 5 strides back and prepares to take this kick from about 35 metres. Up he comes, kicks the ball goalwards and over the bar. A fine point by James Dillon, who indeed is a fine prospect for not alone St Eunan's but Donegal in the future. So now the score, Erua 1-6, St Eunan's 7 points. So only 2 points now divide the sides. A great atmosphere here in McCumhaill Park. Up comes Willie Slevin, a fine kick towards the middle of the field, and very, very well fielded by John Duffy from Erua. John's fouled by not one man but 3 St Eunan's players. John places the ball for a free, which he appears to be taking himself. John kicks it short. Once again, James Dillon fields for St Eunan's, flicks it out towards Mark Doherty. Mark sends the ball goalwards towards Pat McCluskey. Pat seems to have his jersey pulled, so it's a free in from St Eunan's from round about the 20-metre line. Desi Larkin stands over the ball, but again James Dillon strides over. James, who is having a fine game at centre half forward and who will reappear, as indeed will Desi Larkin, in the junior final this evening at 7 o'clock. James is told to bring the ball forward, which he does, and he takes a free from a fairly acute angle, especially for a right-footed player. Up steps James, he chips the ball in goalwards, ball breaks loose, sent out towards the middle of the field again. Mark Crossan goes for it, but it's well fielded once again by John Duffy. John earns himself a foul. A foul on John following a tackle by Mark Crossan. So number 5, Kieran Coon, will take the resulting free kick for Erua. It's very, very well fielded by Peter McKenna. Peter sends the ball goalwards. That looked like a push by Declan O'Donnell. Ball breaks loose. It's caught by Ronan O'Donnell. The ball breaks loose once again. It comes out towards our side of the field, and that's a great shoulder. He seems to have got away with it. The ball sent back towards John Duffy. In fact, it's Peter McKenna. Peter's tackle is, and that's a foul on PJ Daly, which results in a free in for Erua from round about 30 metres. That's more than kickable, and their number 9, John Duffy, strides up to take it. Referee Brennan Ward from the Rossa is having a very fine game here today. And the St Eunan's number 5, Ronan O'Donnell, is down injured. He's gone to the sideline looking for treatment, and the referee Brennan Ward says go ahead, play must continue. In fact, John Duffy will not, indeed he will. John has opted to take the free himself. He walks back. He'll take this free left footed from round about 35 metres. A long run up against the breeze, but very well scored. That's a fine point by John Duffy. So the score, Erua 1-7, St Eunan 7 points, as once again 3 points separate the sides. Tony Blake takes the kick out for St Eunan's. A well struck kick towards Mark Doherty. Mark fields the ball beautifully. Sends the ball goalwards towards Desi Larkin. Desi sends it even further towards Pat McCluskey. Michael Aodh. Michael's tackled, the ball breaks loose. James Dillon, a great save. A brilliant save by Paul Kane. And that indeed was a fine save with his legs by Paul Kane. And I wonder, is it any relation to the famous Alan Kane, a son of the famous Alan? Ball comes in, James Dillon. Pierce over to the ball off the ground. The referee lets play go on. James sends the ball in goalwards. Ball breaks loose. Michael Aodh. Michael seems to have lifted the ball off the ground. Again, he's got away with it. Sends the ball out towards Andy O'Gorman. Andy sends the ball goalwards. Beautifully taken by Willie Slevin. Blocked down by Desi Larkin. And that's a terrible miss by St. Eunan's. One that they may well rule in later stages of this game. A fine chance. Desi Larkin broke the ball beautifully. They had a fine chance of a score, but Barry Tinney sent the ball well wide to the right hand side as we look at it of the Ballyshannon post. Desi Larkin's down injured as the referee Brennan Ward goes towards him and assistance is called. So play is held up temporarily for Desi Larkin seems to be badly injured. The referee is there, the umpire is there, Padder McGeehan is there, and Desi hobbles, and he appears to be taking no further part in this game, or is he? Meanwhile, the ball is breaking loose to Michael Aodh. Michael solos the ball. Fisted towards James Dillon. James fisted in towards Michael Aodh once again. Back towards James Dillon. James very dangerous from this position. And he flicks the ball over the bar. What a fine player this young lad is. He's a real prospect, as I've said earlier, for St. Eunan's and indeed for Donegal. That was a fine score. Initiated by Michael Aodh and worked between Michael and James Dillon, which leaves once again only 2 points between the sides. Erua won 7, St. Eunan's 8 points. Willie Slevin takes the kick out. Missed by Mark Doherty. And the referee Brennan Ward has given a somewhat curious free kick to Erua. This kick will be taken by Kieran Cohen. Kieran walks up. Poorish kick. Mark Doherty takes it very well. Bounces the ball. Sends it out towards the side of the field. James Dillon once again is in action. Flicks it back to Andy O'Gorman. Andy turns inside. Solos. Solos again. Goes crossfield. Flicks the ball across field towards Mark Crossan. Mark, a fine young player. Solos goalwards. Sends the ball right in towards the square. Ball breaks loose. Pat McCluskey gets it for St. Eunan's. Sends it left footed in towards goal. Desi Larkin comes across, seems to have recovered from his injury. That looked like a foul on Desi Larkin. Referee lets it go. The referee has eventually given a free in to St. Eunan's. In fact, it's a sideline kick to be taken by Andy O'Gorman. Andy seems to have bothered and setting the ball. And now he's ready. Andy looks round him, steps up, and here we go. Beautifully struck ball. Right in towards the square. And Ren Ward has given a square ball and a free out for Erua. It is a beautifully struck ball by Anthony, who's having a fine game for St Eunan's. Brought back specially for the final, and he is really proving his worth at left half forward. The ball's out towards midfield. Breaks loose. Taken by Damien Conlon. Damien sends the ball left footed. Peter McKenna's dropped the ball, but it comes off Mark Doherty for a sideline kick for Erua. And once again the rain begins here at McCumhaill Park, which could spoil an otherwise very entertaining afternoon. John Duffy solos left footed towards the St Eunan's goal. He's stopped by Mark Cross and he still gets in his kick towards the square. All hands go up, ball breaks loose, but the ball goes wide. In fact, it's a point by Alan Swinney. From our view in the commentary box, that ball looked to go wide, but the referee and umpire have both decided it was a point. So the score is now Erua 1-8, St Eunan's 8 points. Now from our version in the commentary box, that ball could have gone wide, but both umpire and referee agreed that the ball had gone over the bar. Anyhow, Tony Blake takes a kick out for St Eunan's. Foolish kick out. That's well got by Ronan O'Donnell, who is fouled, and it's a free out to St Eunan's. And this free will be taken by Declan O'Donnell. Declan from about 50 metres from his own goal. High kick, and that looks like a push in the back, but Tony O'Gorman fetches it beautifully. Great ball by Andy O'Gorman towards Barry Tinney. Barry straight through. A great goal by Barry Tinney. A brilliant goal. Set up beautifully by Andy O'Gorman, but finished off in the most delightful form by the 15-year-old Barry Tinney, who will once again appear tonight in this evening's junior final. That was a fine goal, well worked by Anthony O'Gorman and Barry Tinney. Ball breaks loose. James Dillon gets the ball. He seems to be fouled. He gets the ball. Flicks it back to Mark Doherty. Mark sends the ball goalwards. Ball bounces very dangerously, but well fielded. Beautifully fielded by young O'Donnell. Charlie O'Donnell dropped the ball, and St Eunan's are very lucky in that instance to get a 45, which it appears will be taken by the masterful James Dillon, who's having a brilliant game for St Eunan's here today. It was really a great goal, well worked by St Eunan's. Andy O'Gorman fielding the ball beautifully and sending Barry Tinney through, who made no mistake after 2 solo runs. James Dillon from the 45-metre line steps back. He's a fine place kicker. He looks up, and here he comes. Very poor kick. Well blocked down by John Duffy. Ronan O'Donnell fields it for St Eunan's. Once again towards James Dillon. James flicks the ball down. It's picked up by Mark Crossan. Mark sends it goalwards, a poor kick. Once again John Duffy. He's having a great game for Erua. What a fine young player this lad is. John leaves the ball for a free to be taken by Kieran Keown. Kieran sends it in towards the middle of the field to Michael McGee. Michael solos towards the St Eunan's goal. He's past the halfway line. He's past the 45-metre line. He's still going. He sends the ball goalwards. It looks a very fine ball, but it's gone to the left of the post and wide. So what a great game we have here today. St Eunan's 1-8, Erua 1-8. What better could it be? Ball breaks loose in the middle of the field. Mark Crossan has it. Mark sends the ball towards Andy O'Gorman. Andy appeared to be pushed as a crowd, as you might hear from the crowd. Andy's still going for the ball. The referee has penalised Andy for some mysterious reason. It appeared originally that Andy was pushed in the back, but the referee for some mysterious reason has given a free against Anthony. Anyhow, Michael McGee takes the free for Erua. Sends it towards the St Eunan's 45-metre line. Michael Doherty is held back, and it's a free for St Eunan's. To be taken by Peter McGeehan. No, Peter leaves the ball for Declan O'Donnell. Declan sets the ball and will probably take his usual 5 or 6 strides back. Off comes Declan. Fine kick. It's well fielded by Damien Conlon. Damien sends the ball goalwards. A very dangerous looking ball. That should be a free out for St Eunan's. For a foul on their number 2, Mickey McGinty. St Eunan's have slowly but surely crawled their way back into this game. At one stage they seem to have the game lost, but slowly but surely they have come back. And they're looking indeed very dangerous. The referee asked Tony Blake to bring the ball forward for a free to be taken by, once again, Declan O'Donnell. Declan's having a fine game at centre half back for St Eunan's. This tall lad, a county minor, and indeed a member of the St Eunan's senior team. He's had a great season for both county and club. Up comes Declan. Once again a fine kick towards Michael Aodh at midfield. Michael misses. It's got by John Duffy. John kicks it left footed. The ball breaks loose once again. Ronan O'Donnell has lost it. Breaks out towards Damien Conlon. Damien is beaten at midfield by Mark Crossan. Mark flicks the ball back to Ronan O'Donnell. Ronan sends it right footed up towards Ant. That looked like a foul on Barry Tinney, but once again it's a sideline kick. A sideline kick to be taken by red haired Charlie O'Donnell. Charlie places the ball, and at this stage any score is vital for either side. Up comes Charlie, kicks it right footed down towards the right hand side of the field as we look. The ball goes out and it's a sideline kick for St Eunan's. In fact, it's not a sideline kick. The linesman has decided to throw the ball in. Bit of controversy there, but in comes the ball. Fielded once again by John Duffy, who's having a fine game for Aodh at the middle of the field. John kicks it left footed out towards the left of the St Eunan's goal. It's flicked across the goal and right out towards Pat McCluskey. Pat gets the ball up. In fact, he's lost it. Ball's thumped out. It's got by Mark Doherty. Mark sends the ball. In fact, the ball comes back towards an unmarked Ballyshannon forward. Had he looked, he was completely through. He turns, sends the ball right footed. It hits the crossbar and over the bar. So Aodh go into the lead by 1-9 to 1-8. So now the tension and the pressure is really immense here at McCumhaill Park. It's been a really exciting minor final so far, and hopefully the young lads will maintain this. A kick out by Tony Blake, come towards James Dillon. It's flicked out of James's hands. Peter McGeehan has the ball. Peter sends the ball goalwards. Beautifully taken by Wally Slevin at full back for Aodh. Wally sends the ball down towards Mark Doherty. Mark misses the ball. It goes towards Michael McKenna. Michael sends it up towards Pat McCluskey. Pat's pushed, shoved off the ball. The ball's on the ground. That's very well taken by Damien Conlon, who's having a fine game for Aodh. Sent goalwards. Pat O'Donnell has the ball in towards the middle of the field. Ball breaks loose once again. Beautifully blocked down by Mark Crossan once again. Peter McGeehan has the ball, blocked down. And again well played, but again broken down. And the referee has seen the number 4 for Aodh, Barry Rafferty, lifting the ball off the ground, which results in a free out for St Eunan's, which will be taken by goalkeeper Tony Blake. So with about 13 minutes remaining, 1 point separates the teams. 1-9 Aodh, 1-8 St Eunan's. Tony Blake takes the kick out. Once again fielded by Anthony O'Gorman. And he is really in great condition. He flies up towards the Ballyshannon goal. Cuts inside. He's still going. Still showing. Sends the ball goalwards. But the ball goes wide. What a fine player this young lad is. He's given it everything today. And should St Eunan's be beaten today, it will be no discredit to Andy O'Gorman. He's really had a fine game. So the resulting goal kick will be taken by Michael McGee. Michael runs up. Kick out towards the middle of the field. Breaks loose. Taken by Mickey McKenna. Mickey sends the ball out towards the left hand side of the field towards Barry Tinney. Barry Tinney has got the ball. Sends it in goalwards. A beautiful ball. A great save by Paul Kane, but there was a St Eunan's man in the square, so it's a free out for Irua. Free out to be taken by Michael McGee, the sturdy lad who started at centre half back but has now gone into the full back position, and there seems to be a switch in the St Eunan's side as Desi Larkin, injured already, appears to be taking no further part in the game. Desi, a fine young player but who was injured early on. Ball breaks loose. Charlie O'Donnell's the ball. Sends it up. Ronan O'Donnell fields it for St Eunan's. Sends the ball in goalwards. Well taken by young Slevin. Slevin bounces the ball. He's on the ground. Tackled by two St Eunan's men. Andy O'Gorman's there. The ball's cleared by Gavin Burke. Ball sent up towards the St Eunan's goal. Out comes Mark Doherty. Mark has the ball on the ground. Sends the ball goalwards. And away again comes St Eunan's. Been sold up by Mick McKenna. Mick sends the ball left foot in towards it, but wide. And a replacement on the St Eunan's team sees Mark Hannigan come in for Desi Larkin. Mark, a nephew of the famous John Hannigan. Play resumes. As fielded by Damien Conlon. Damien has the ball. He's fouled by James Dillon about 35 metres from his own goal. So it's a free. So it's a free for Ballyshannon. Fielded beautifully by Mark Cross, and Mark comes away with the ball. He solos upfield. Sends the ball goalwards. Once again fielded well by Slevin. Ball's on the ground, he has it. Solos out, turns it back in, and sent towards the middle of the field. Declan O'Donnell's there. Declan's beaten, and well beaten by John Duffy. And away come Irua. John Duffy solos left footed. Still going, sends the ball goalwards. And that's a point for Irua. To leave the score, Irua 1-10, St Eunan's 1-8. And now it's a free to be taken by Declan O'Donnell. Declan steps back. Once again it's a long kick by Declan towards the Ballyshannon goal. Punched out but well gathered by Pat McCluskey. Pat's kick is blocked down. Well taken by Michael McGee. Michael sends it out towards, again Declan fields it in midfield. Declan takes the ball on the ground, but Harry Lafferty, the linesman on the far side, says that Declan had overcarried the ball, and it's a sideline kick to Irua. Kieran Keown steps up to take this kick, sends it in towards the middle of the field. Beautifully fielded by Declan O'Donnell. Beautifully taken out towards Andy O'Gorman. And this fine footballer, he's really having a great game. Andy solos the ball. Dummies, goes in towards goal. He's still going. Been tackled but still carries on. And a very controversial. The crowd don't agree with that decision by Brendan Ward. Neither indeed would I. Neither did Andy O'Gorman, which results in a booking for Anthony. A very controversial decision by Brennan. But whatever, a free to be taken by Michael McGee. From about 35 metres from the Euro goal. Michael hits the ball beautifully. Struck well upfield. Ball's blocked down. And somehow that decision against Andy O'Gorman has put a bit of life back into the St Eunan side as Declan Donald steps up to take this free. They all seem to be looking for this ball. Declan sends the ball towards the Ballyshannon left wing. Ball seems to be lifted off the ground by Charlie O'Donnell, but play resumes. Sent up the side towards Peter McKenna. Peter cuts inside, sends the ball goalwards. Out comes PJ Daly. PJ turns, sends the ball left footed. And another point for Ballyshannon to make the score Erua 111, St Eunan's 1-8. So 3 points now separating the sides here in this very lively minor final at McCumhaill Park. With about 4 minutes remaining, 3 points separate the sides here. The ball breaks loose. John Duffy sends the ball goalwards. Very well taken by Damien Conlon. Damien sends the ball in towards the St Eunan's goal. Beautifully fielded by, I think it's Declan O'Donnell. In fact, it's Damien Hannigan. Beautifully fielded. St Eunan's now hurry as they get the ball once again goalwards. But there's no one there. It's taken by Gavin Burke. Gavin sends the ball inside towards Patrick O'Donnell. Patrick sends the ball up, but it's well taken by Declan O'Donnell. Declan drops it, but recovers, and out it comes. Sends the ball towards midfield. James Dillon's there. Two St Eunan's men went for that ball and both lost it. A foul by James Dillon on Michael McGee, which results in a free from round about 45 metres for Erua. So with about 3 minutes remaining, the score Erua 111, St Eunan's 1-8. And now we have a free in for Erua from about 45 metres. And now John Duffy prepares to take this free for Erua from about 45 metres. The rain is absolutely lashing down here at McCumhaill Park. Up comes John. Kicks it left footed, but wide. So with about 3 minutes remaining, 3 points separate the sides. Erua 1 goal and 11 points. St Eunan's 1 goal and 8 points. So we still have a very exciting finish in prospect here as Tony Blake takes the kick out for St Eunan's. Out towards Ronan O'Donnell. Ball goes out over the sideline for a sideline kick to Irua, which will be taken by Damien Conlon. In fact, John Duffy strides over to take this kick. John, who's having a fine game at midfield for Irua. The big midfielder hits it left-footed. Flicks it back, he gets it back. And very well taken by James Dillon. Jimmy Soul was out. He loses the ball in these very slippery conditions. Sends it upfield towards Mickey McKenna. Mickey sends it inwards. He's still going. Flicks it inside. Barryton is there, but the ball's retrieved by Charlie O'Donnell. Charlie sends it out towards the middle of the field. Beautifully taken once again by John Duffy. John is having a fine game for Irua in the middle of the field. John sends it goalwards. Taken by Patrick O'Donnell. Patrick's fouled. And it's a free in once again to Irua, with only about 2 minutes remaining in the game. Well, tempers seem to be hot here today, not alone between players, but also among spectators. Referee Brennan Ward, who had a fine first half, has seemed to have drifted in the second half. He has made a few rare decisions which don't really please the crowd. Ball comes back to John Duffy. John comes inside, hits it left-footed, in towards the goal mouth. Ball's sent out towards Andy O'Gorman, probably man of the match here today. He's had a great game for St Eunan's. Andy sends the ball towards the middle of the field, towards Declan O'Donnell. Ball slapped out of Declan's hands. It's taken by Patrick O'Donnell. Patrick's fouled, and it's a free for Irua from just about the halfway line. This free will be taken by Barry Gallagher from just round halfway. Barry runs up. The ball's well taken and beautifully struck for a great point by Michael McGee. And that really was a fine point by Michael McGee for Irua to give them that famous 4-point margin, 112 to 18. That is really a fine point by Michael McGee. So somehow St Eunan's have faded in the last 10 to 15 minutes as Tony Blake takes this kick out with about a minute or so to go. Tony sends it out towards the middle of the field. Ball breaks loose. It's taken once again by John Duff. He's had a great game. It's sent back out. It's taken by Peter McGeehan, son of the famous Patter McGeehan. Peter sends it up towards the Ballyshan goal. Charlie O'Donnell comes out, brings it down, but he's fouled. And a free at this stage for Irua is almost as good as a score. So with the seconds literally ticking away, Irua 112, St Eunan's 18, and a free now for Irua to be taken by Barry Gallagher from just around the halfway line. The referee sends Barry back. Another few seconds are wasted, and up comes Barry Gallagher to take this free for Irua. Barry chips it in goalwards. The ball's brought down once again by John Duffy. John sends the ball left-footed in towards the goal, but to the left and wide. So the score remains Irua 1 goal and 12 points, St Eunan's 1 goal and 8 points. But with seconds ticking away, Tony Blake takes this kick out, and indeed the referee blows for full time, and Irua have won the 1988 County Minor Championship final. And the score, Irua 1 goal and 12 points, St Eunan's 1 goal and 8 points.
With Dr. McDavid a piece in the ground, please go to the St Eunan's dugout. With Dr. McDavid or indeed Dr. McGeehan, please go to the St Eunan's dugout. With Dr. McDavid or Dr. McGeehan or any other doctor that may be in the ground, please go to the St Eunan's dugout.
Spot on. Great, thanks a lot.
Give it to them!
A fair game. Only on my Donegal Minor. Our dues required is young and the important dividend of Euro Ballybofey. A person and say up well sport to all the dinner, summer tripping. I think on behalf of the Donegal GAA Minor board, first of all, congratulate both St. Eunan and Euro Ballybofey on a line sporting game of football. Congratulating Ballybofey on a very fine victory. Congratulate both St. Eunan with their second defeat. This is their second success defeat at this stage in the competition. Go down this week back to the boys. On the route to me now to present Corin Dunlop Award to Sean Duffy, captain of the Ballybofey team.
The next one.